I call this the process in 3 parts. It should be about 3 minutes. I don't want a mere valley for a grave. I want an ocean, not a bare field of bones, or worse, a thicket where no one would even come to visit. My survival depending on the next few steps, getting to a certain place, and then what to do after that. Seeing the mountain in the distance that seems to rise simultaneously in all 4 directions. Such a long time climbing, only to head back down the other side. Swiftly moving over fields and waves, thinking of nothing but distance. Then inertia crept in, first outside, then inside my own head. Straining over miles of low terrain, a field in bad need of a hand, getting through only a few rows before I have to go back over it again, as if I thought it would make a difference this time. The sound of water gradually pulling me in, depriving me of memories that I thought were all I had, the people, the places, the music, the books, and finally the words, until all I could do was think of everything I ever wanted to know but couldn't ask. And even if I could, it wouldn't explain a thing. I had to ask myself first, not so much who I am or what I do, but what do I believe? The answer came quickly, a shadow projected on a wall, no more real than the thoughts themselves, since thoughts were all I had. Giving them names as they congealed in the final phase of the work, plastics, ceramics, chips of paint smashed on a canvas, redeemed from the false body into the light, a repeating cycle of renewal, timed between the curves of the spiral, of what each day is to the other, if they weren't always being cut short by the alarm, impeding the body's natural rhythms, to which it returns if it is left alone for a few minutes. If I knew how the process worked, I would never need to perform it again. But our experience tells us otherwise, that in order to understand, one must observe it from the beginning to the end, measuring how much farther there is to go by how far we've already come. Here is contained the subtext, a summary of the longer story, of which there are 3 acts, although they are not distributed evenly. If they were, we would only need to read them once. But our story is different. The shape of the first 2 determining the course of the third. The trick is to know which one we are currently in. Naturally, I have a different one, since I have had to do it all myself, while the rest of them never seem to grow up, just get older. That if we knew the shape of the journey, we wouldn't need to take the trip at all, but that depends on who's paying attention. Some of us have been here, some of us have never been there, while some of us have been here for years, repeating the same old pattern, crossing the field in need of a hand in the shadow of the mountain.